I'm early. Had to come on early. There's a big FBI bust, and we got to see what that's all about. All right, cool. It's not echoing. Also, I switched my screen up heavily, so without an intro, we're just going to go straight into this. We're a few minutes late, but on the...
all the time, our great men and women
Big drug bust in Florida.
But sometimes I feel like the Coast Guard is overlooked.
Yo, what up, psychotic freak?
Dangerous
wow, I like candy.
Your jobs are. So thank you
guys
again
doing?
for what you've done and the countless lives that you have all saved today.
There she is, Pam Bondi.
11 defendants are going to be locked up, and if
Ernest!
this isn't sending a message loud and clear to Sinaloa and these other cartels, it better be. Because they know that these men and women, all of these agencies working together are coming after them. And if there is more, they will find them and they will arrest them and we will prosecute them.
They're saying she's tougher than the Tom guy, the immigration guy. She is. I guarantee she's probably scarier.
General Bondi, if you'll allow me, I do have an on-topic and an off-topic question. On topic, I wanted to ask, can you tell us a little bit more about the 11?
Yeah, you're right, Ernest. She is.
Where are they from? What is their
totally.
role in this operation? And where were these drugs headed?
Have we released that yet?
Let's see what she says.
Still sealed, I'm sorry, about the 11 defendants. But they are tied to the two cartels that
apparently,
we mentioned.
it was like 38,000 pounds of marijuana and like 45,000 pounds of cocaine. Which is insane.
The people who were already deported to El Salvador didn't have that chance. What happens to those people now?
Yeah, well, the 261 that were on that, first of all, we're going to stay on topic from here on, but we are talking about the cartels. We're talking about foreign enemies, so I'll gladly answer that. The 261 on that first flight are 261 reasons why our country is safer. They are not coming back.
True.
They are staying in a prison in El Salvador. They are not from our country. They are not migrants. They are illegal aliens who are peddling drugs, guns, and illegal money in a very organized way throughout our country. And that's another reason why our country is safer today.
Again, we have limited time, so please keep the questions on topic, and we will follow up with our appropriate public affairs staff to make sure that your needs are met.
Coast Guard.
Yes, over here.
Hi, Alana Austin with Newsmax. I'm interested in hearing about these cartels. Has this been rattling down internally? Are any of the people being taken into custody cooperating and talking about providing any valuable intelligence to you all, either knowingly or unwittingly?
There he is, Cash.
As the team mentioned, it is changing the dynamic.
Wild Onion Boy, what's good?
The threat dynamic is changing, and you're seeing it here because it's a collaboration of law enforcement and military intelligence sharing, along with the intelligence community that leads to these types of seizures. And as the General and the Admiral mentioned,
big FBI
in such speed that they have not seen in their careers. So it is more than rattling them. And it's not just this mission that the Department of Justice is leading here. This is one big example that we want to showcase the work of a team-led interagency process. And that's what it is. No one is taking credit for it. Everyone is putting the mission first. And the people that are hearing that message the loudest are the cartels and CJNG and Sinaloa
I would
cartels
say it's very good because
down in the south of the border.
This
but as these
fentanyl
brave
thing
men and
with
women have
cocaine
mentioned,
is insane.
there is no border that they will not defend. Every border is an operational offensive thanks to this interagency process and the brave folks of JIDF South and Southern Command.
I know multiple people that have died from
we have
fentanyl.
time for one more question. Yes, over here.
I'm wondering, so we talked a little bit about where these individuals are from. They've already been
Pam Bondi.
Yeah.
Fort Lauderdale. I used to stay out there. I was a, what do they call them? A pedicab guy on the beach for a couple of months.
Preventing them from moving those drugs into the U.S.?
Well, I think this sends a very loud message today, Ali. The Sinaloa, all these gangs, TDA, MS-13, the cartels, all of the cartels throughout the world, I would think they're pretty frightened right now based on what's behind us. based on 11 defendants in custody as a result of this one bust.
Talk about the
because
stock
all
market
of
going
these
down.
agencies standing behind me, working hand in hand with Homeland Security to get them off our streets. You're seeing what's happening. These people are an organized crime unit. And, you know, we've shut down the borders in Mexico, Canada. So now I think they're probably increasing through our ships, through our ports.
Oh,
but they're not going to get away with it, thanks to all these great men and women. It's a multifaceted approach to catching them.
Wow.
As I said, using drones, using aircraft, using any technique available to our military, to Homeland Security, to the FBI, to the DEA.
Got it all behind them. That's so wild.
Working together. We are ahead of them. We are going to stop them. And whenever possible, we're going to lock them up forever or get them out of our country to keep Americans safe. That was Donald Trump's directive on day one when he got elected. Keep America safe, make America safe. And that's what all of these people standing here today are doing.
She's vicious. She's not fucking playing around. I would hate to be her boyfriend.
Thank you. That concludes today's press briefing.
I'd be scared out of my mind.
If you have any other follow-up questions, a member of the U.S. Coast Guard Public Affairs staff can help meet those. We also will have a news release that will be published this afternoon that summarize all the events, as well as has photographs and videos.
She feels good. She's having her first real big star moment. She just did a big hair flip and everything. I mean, think about it. This is where these people make their marks. I don't think this is probably her biggest operation. She's not fucking around. They are stoked. They're about to celebrate and go to the club tonight.
1, 2, 3. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yep. And they got it all. That is a lot. 45,000 pounds of cocaine. That's a lot of money right there. Man, right. So Fort Lauderdale's right above like Miami. Pretty insane. It's happening in your own backyard, guys. I bet, man, people are pissed. It was going straight to Miami. I bet they're about to trace this shit to some big Miami drug lords, and they're toast. And they're freaking toast. It's just, with all the fentanyl and stuff, man, it's killing everyone. So you can't like trust cocaine, even weed anymore if you get it off the street. That's the sad part about it too. So who knows if these drugs are all dirty? Like, it could be an act of terrorism as well. When people are bringing this much drugs to the streets, it could be a whole thing to fucking kill off people. So, you know, cops. What are you gonna do? What the fuck are you gonna do? But drugs suck anyways. Let's be honest. Drugs are all bullshit. I wonder if they're gonna speak anymore. She looks revved up. She put the red suit on and everything. Let everyone know she's coming in hard. She's more vicious than Trump, maybe. Look, she's flirting with the firefighter or the Coast Guard guy. There's no doubt about that. She was checking him out. I saw it. Okay, that was a live video. Fuck, man. Wow.
Director Holman, welcome to Arizona.
Yeah, so I switched the screens and everything. I just wanted to tune in. I saw that right away, and I was like, oh, no, I got to get this at least. I got to cover this. I didn't get the whole thing. Guys, we tried. We be trying. We be trying. I know it's early. It's a break, but we gotta be here. I am internet. So let's start. Let's start. We already did a pre-intro, so let's pre-intro. All right, let's see where we're at, what we're doing today. Again, album release May 1st, everyone. What do we got for today for y'all? Major, yep, we already did that. Oh yeah, China slaps back with those tariffs, baby. 84%. This is no joke. China's not going down easy. It's going to be an absolute war. It's going to be a psychological war. Hopefully it doesn't lead into anyone dying. We can only hope, you know. Okay, what else? We got some more clips of Trump. Last night he had a speech. It was at, what was it? It was like Financial Times or something. And he had a speech before that. The coal speech we're gonna look at, where he was helping the coal miners and speaking for them. And Michelle Obama's podcast tanks. We're gonna look more at that Dominican Republic roof collapse, because we didn't even get to a video. We just read a article yesterday. Terrible news too. We got the mass shooting that happened yesterday. 3 dead. No suspect in Virginia. And so I found this really funny lady on, it's like called Sky News Australia. She's like the biggest shit talker ever. We're gonna watch some of her shit. And then I got a list of like brand new music videos and stuff that we're gonna go over. That's what I'm gonna do, a whole new like music entertainment, but definitely trying to focus on music videos and stuff like that. Just new stuff. I want to be able to showcase more than just the news. I did switch screens, so if things go a little slow, I'm just getting used to switching screens. I'm gonna get a whole new setup. I need at least 3 monitors. I have 2 right now, but I know exactly what I'm gonna do. It's actually gonna be fucking crazy. It's gonna be hyper sweet, is what I can say. And I'm excited about it. So, what about me? Any news for me? Nothing, man. Just working on the album. I'm just trying to get there. Well, I'm there. May 1st. May 1st, it all happens. So, let's get into it. Actually, yeah, let's do some... First of all, let's scroll on X for a little bit. And then we'll break down the news. We already got the FBI thing out of the way. There's probably be more details coming up. Look at this. Am I really out of the way on this? I could do full screen. Hey. It seemed like something changed. Maybe because it's on a bigger monitor. Love it. It's now I had the monitor over here, so I was looking like this. And now I'm like looking straight ahead, which is dope. It helps my back is kind of fucked up and my neck from looking that way. All right, let's check this out. Freaks in the chat. You know, man, I don't know. That Omegle's rough, dude. Last night I was on there for an hour. It's kind of rough. Okay, I can 30 minutes and I'm like exhausted. All right, let's refresh this and have a little fun before we break into the news. Yep, freaks in the chat. All right. Without Googling, name something China invented. I don't know. What did they invent? Chopsticks? COVID-19 is the first answer. That's pretty funny. Didn't you see Cheatian's Precious Bell? That's cute. Ah, that's funny, dude. They're actually chopping down on their ass. If we dude, the layers start to peel away when you go to war. Name something China invented. Copyright infringement. Oh, that's funny. Aw. It's funny because now just Americans are gonna fucking trash China. And who's the best at the internet? Like making memes and stuff. America is. And when you get hit with memes and you never got roasted like this before, it starts to fucking change your dynamic. People will cave when they get roasted on the internet. There's no doubt about it. So just keep roasting the I don't know if they call him the prime minister, president, or whatever. Chinese food. That's a good one. Gunpowder. Hey, Grok, what are Chinese blueprints? That's funny. Tariffs. Funny. Chinese checkers. Chow Chow and Mudcarp surf and turf. He said, long list. Paper. Printing. Gunpowder. Compass. Smelting metals. Umbrella. That's pretty funny. Okay. Yeah, we just have to roast China and they'll break the tariffs up. That's how I feel. That's what we might start doing, is roasting China on here just to help things move along. So people don't get fucking stuck in like the stock market collapse. Aiden Ross is sweating it. He's down 10 milli. Mornings at A Little Magic. Start your day with the charm of Hogwarts. I'm reading ads now. Lost to some of the crazy pictures and videos from the past. A thread. Let's look at 5 of these real quick. I like these threads, but I get lost in them. Kendrick Dom, 1882. Now, look at that. Preservation. No movement. No capitalism. Netherlands, 1931. This is cool. Hopefully it's not AI. Oh, 1931. Imagine that. Simplicity. Just put a trap beat behind that. That's a banging beat. World's first mobile phone. What? No way. You gotta be lying. They connected to the ground source through that. Hopefully this isn't AI, because with faded video, it looks so real. Old inventions. They had more of a simple physics. Now we're relying on like computer technology to fuel our inventions. Know what I mean? How rollerblading got its start. The birth of rollerblading. Wow. Okay, next. Let's keep moving. People folding under zero pressure. Check this out.
I mean, shot. Nice shot. Oh, nice.
Go back to sleep. What's going on in here? Aliens, dude. What the fuck? No way. No way. The moon is a conspiracy theory. The moon is a fucking conspiracy theory. I believe it. No more threads. We gotta hit some vids. Tell me you're a Democrat without telling me you're a Democrat.
Okay, fine. You're just here as the ride, right? No, I'm not. Okay. I'm here as a concerned citizen and friend of the mayor, and been in Tenafly for 20 years. I take full responsibility.
Friend of the mayor.
And what is the reason they were pulled over?
The driver has all the information. He'll tell you.
No. I need to know.
No, you don't need to know.
Okay.
Okay, then.
Involved here. You're picking them up.
No. I'm involved. Trust me.
Well,
I'm very involved.
Okay, Karen.
He's over 18. That's all you need to know.
Okay. If you can,
We don't need to see credentials.
Okay. You need it.
We don't need. She's trying to say she's a friend of the mayor. She's fucking.
Are you a commissioner?
Some people, look, you know, this lady controls everything. She controls her kid that got picked up, everything, and she can't believe that the cops don't give a shit.
I am the commissioner, one of the commissioners, and I'm heading up.
Do you have an ID with that?
That is my ID, and that is my business card. I am the commissioner of the Port Authority, and I'm heading up over 4,000 police officers. Okay? So, if there's a problem, I think I have...
There's no problem.
Well, I think there's a
It's
problem.
an unregistered vehicle.
Okay, let's hear, why was
Okay.
he pulled over, first of all?
Miss.
Now, don't call me miss, I'm commissioner. Thank you.
Commissioner,
Yes,
all due
why was they
respect.
pulled over?
All due respect.
Oh, Lord.
Yep.
Get off your high horse.
Driver with us.
No, I need
Yes,
to
ma'am.
know.
The car's getting towed now.
Why is the car getting towed?
Go ask him.
No, I'm asking, you're the person
Go ask
who's ordered it, and trust me.
Miss, this does not involve you.
Doesn't involve you.
Yeah,
Get out of here, lady.
It does, because I'm picking them up, and I'm offering to take responsibility for them, and you can't even tell me the charges. I'm also an attorney, so I think if you can't tell me, what is the problem?
That's fine.
Why is it so difficult to just say why they're being pulled over, and why the car's being towed? Because everything
Yeah,
is
ego? Yeah, you're right.
I know, but
Scrambish.
Why do you need to know?
Because this is impacting me, because I got 4 people who are coming back to my house, including
Oh, no.
people who live in New Haven attending Yale graduate.
Oh, Lord, lady. I would just be like, I would already be over it.
Switch goes
Dealing
right
with a lady
here
like that.
on the back plate of the slide. The reason I don't have one on this Glock is because they're illegal. So you cannot own them and you cannot put them on your Glock. Because if you do, you go to jail. When you put a switch on this Glock and then you press that trigger, it will go.
Jesus.
That's illegal. If you have a switch on your...
Yeah, you gotta have extra bullets, my God. Okay, Billie Eilish, we've seen that video a million times. What's the appropriate punishment for this? Is that a firework? That's fucking crazy.
It's not popping. It's not popping.
Attempted murder? Oh my God. Elon Musk says, true, they attack Elon because he can't be bought. Because he already has all the money in the world. You can't buy Elon. Oh, yeah, let's watch this classic video.
2 weeks ago.
Oh, shit.
13.
You know how they remake the Johnny Walker reels and stuff like that? This meme? People need to start remaking this.
I like bodybuilders.
Bodybuilders?
Yeah.
I like skinny, scrawny guys.
How about multimillionaires? How about 8 inches and thick? How about talented? How about loving and respectful?
Oh, God.
Like 10 weeks ago.
Oh.
21 years faithful. My daughter committed suicide 3 weeks ago.
Oh, shit.
13. She was faster than me at 12, and I run a 6-minute mile. My testimony, I'm nothing but pure, and I ask you if you want to be in the YouTube channel. And you like scrawny guys.
Oh, God, dude, he's hurting.
Y'all like bodybuilders?
He's hurting.
Bodybuilders?
No doubt about that. Pray for him. No, I'm not even going to read that. Let's look for the videos. Woo. Eagle carrying an entire adult? That is so insane. Holy fuck. What the look at that. Damn. Maybe I should reincarnate into an eagle. Maybe we should start putting out into the universe what we want to reincarnate into. What do you guys think? Facts? Yeah, I agree. Breaking. Massive new body of water described by U.S. scientist Alex Jones. He's like, I was just surfing and I saw a whole new lake.
Major scientific news just got announced.
Look at his chest hair. It's like one half gray, half.
A huge discovery of one of the largest bodies of water on Earth was just announced.
What?
And I have been sent here to debut it to you. This is so incredible. This is science, and you don't question science, like Dr. Fauci said. Science means not questioning. And this is political science you're about to see.
You said flat earth type shit? Yeah. Let's see.
Ladies and gentlemen, the U.S. government, our leader, just discovered one of the largest bodies of water on earth.
Well, take us to it,
Plant
man.
the flag.
Now you're
Say it right now,
gatekeeping at this point.
It's the first time you're ever going to see this in your life. Look how gorgeous it is.
What?
Look at it. It is the Gulf of America world ocean.
Oh, you're a jackass. This guy's a jackass.
Our planet's ocean. In fact, the planet Earth is now named USA.
What a troll. Wow, I like candy. Who did this? Yeah, this one's funny. They're kind of, I like posts like this because they're making fun of everything. They're making fun of China and they're making fun of America's. Too funny. These things hit fast, dude. What are those? Hey, that would be fucking... That sounds good. Damn. I wonder, is there alcohol in it or no? Hopefully not. That would be fucked up. Alcohol and weed, THC drink. We are here to kindly ask you to remove the clips you posted this morning. No way. No way.
2:30 in the morning. Can I ask why for a second time tonight you are disturbing me and my son in my home?
Yeah, because there's I've been made aware there's videos that have been posted onto social media, including those that were made this morning.
This morning, what made this morning?
And of my officers that have been round this evening.
Right, and...
So I'm here to kindly ask that you remove said videos from social media. If you do
no,
so,
I don't think I've broke the law, so I don't think I will.
If you... And also,
if you
I want
don't,
to advise you that
I'll kill you.
Might well be committing offences under the Malicious Communications Act, okay?
Okay. 2:30 in the morning.
Damn.
Can I ask why for a second time
like
tonight you are disturbing me?
The second time tonight. Principal stops officers from investigating a bomb threat.
What?
You have to wait till you come in, sir.
I'm here on official police business.
I get that.
Ooh, she's probably hiding something. But she probably hates cops too for some reason.
I just radio for the safety security. You just have to wait for him to come in here.
She's planning. Maybe maybe it's when the teacher kills the students. That's
I'm
the
just
new
saying,
school shooting.
I'm going by the rules that I've been instructed.
Hopefully not.
Radio
I thought
to get you.
Has your teachers union and the lawyers spoke with you? Huh? Have they spoke with you?
No.
We're here on official police business.
I get that, but safety security is on their way to come and get you.
Okay, we have authority over safety and security.
Damn.
Do you understand that?
Well,
We're Columbus
I
Police.
have authority over my principal. You do not over my principal to me. So she tells me for you guys to wait. You're not the first one to go through this. And I'm not trying to be combative, but
They've never been challenged like this before.
told me to let you know. Let him know when you got here. He's going to let you know. And I just radio him. He's coming to get you. Okay?
Okay, wow.
I'm just telling you what I go through.
Okay, but
oh,
did
it's not all about you, lady. This is the most brainwashed religious cult thing I've ever seen in my life. What is it? Oh, good Lord. Oh my God. Relax, people. Fucking relax, dude. Good. Wow. Is this an ad? Yeah. Shocking my experience light sparring at Mayweather Gym. I expected some light technical sparring, but instead I was wrapped 10 times and couldn't hear various racial and homophobic slurs being hurled at me in between the ringing sounds. Maybe check your ego at the door next time. Oh yeah, people think they're tough, man. Sometimes you can even pop people in the face a few times and they still think they're fucking tough after they keep getting their ass beat. And it's like, bro, just pack it up. Pack it the fuck up and get out of here, buddy. Will ya? Will ya do me a favor? Let me turn up my mic, my bad. 23-year-old woman who was mauled to death by a pit bull shared this video just 6 months later. Oh boy.
This is my son. And I don't give a fuck if you think he looks aggressive. And
Wow.
I don't give a fuck if you don't like the look of him. And I surely don't give a fuck whether you think the breed
Oh
should
my
be
God,
banned.
look at him. That, you know what I realized? We've just like, we call animals animals, but animals are like monsters. Look at that. That's a monster. Make sure my monster's over there. Yep. I got a big monster
As I
too.
walk the street with him, I'm fucking...
Not aggressive though.
This is my son. And I don't give a fuck if you think he looks aggressive. And I don't
Yeah.
give a fuck if you don't like the look of him.
Good Lord.
And I surely don't give...
America is going to have to start having more open conversations regarding the LGBTQ plus community. Where you like it or not, Jesus cares about this topic. He loves all of us and died for all of us. Russell Brand.
Guy just disappears. So if you are...
My only thing with people that I get it. I don't disrespect people that are Christian or Catholic. It's just that we just have to personally be accountable for our own actions. Sometimes I feel like people look for things to put their energy on or other things. And it's like, you have to be accountable for your own actions. And you have to not look for forgiveness from Jesus, but look for it within yourself and heal with that. It's like sometimes looking for sports teams and stuff. They put all their energy into something else, but yeah. We don't need to watch that. Incredible podcast on the way. Look at them. Them boys. I've never seen a dedicated hater like this. Oh, dude, I saw this video. Now it's just twisted. They're bringing their fetishes into politicized arguments. Carnival Conquest out of Miami. Yeah. I'm not... I don't want to go there. Too many fucking loose cannons on that ship, I can tell you right now. Without a doubt. It's like dude, too many people. The ship might sink. April 8th, oh, Lord.
Oh, yeah.
Yo. Oh, my God.
Oh, Hoda's leaning in. And,
Oh, my. Oh, my God.
That's it? I have a boyfriend.
I can't break up a happy home.
Thank you.
And
wow,
she has
he's
a
nice
boyfriend.
Person too. Wow, Hoda wanted to. Golly. I really did.
Her panties are soaked.
About to get one. I was not.
Her panties are
when you
soaked.
lean like this. No, I did not. Judy go over there right after the shoot. It was a mouth like
Look,
this.
that's how they be. A lot of the time, scandalous. And now she's on TV. She don't give a shit because she's dating a guy that will just cave regardless. She's the alpha in the relationship. There's no doubt. The most iconic videos on the internet. Let's start this over. Check this out.
Started from the bottom, now we way up, way up. And I got the baddest bitch, she stays up, stays up. Ain't no fucking playing, we ain't game boys. Now we got a name, they wanna frame us.
Let's see it.
Make sure that you keep a third eye. All these niggas ain't gon' ride. All these hoes gon' wanna stop. Now they playing both sides.
Hopefully it doesn't fucking crash.
Nah, they go work in the pie.
What? That's iconic? Oh, I'm not even going down that thread. All right, where are we at? Where are we at? All right, guys, let's get into, let's watch some long form. I think we had enough. Or we can find one more dope-ass video. Anything. We're gambling right now. No, we already saw all this shit. That. All the gay rich guys here love hanging out with each other and flexing their muscles. There's something about it. There's something about this, like, clean lifestyle that screams gay. I don't know. All right, let's see. What do we got? What do we got first on the list? Let me scroll up here. The China tariffs. Okay, I got a video loaded up, but there might be a newer one. So let me just jump on YouTube and see if there is a newer one. Come on. See how slow that shit going? Okay, FBI. Live hearing Trump's trade policy. Okay, is this live too? That'd be nice.
Disaster. Markets are roiled. Retirement savings taking a hit. 401ks becoming 201ks. People are genuinely scared.
Oh, for sure. They are.
Especially those, including a couple I
So,
talked to
live
yesterday.
White House hearing on Trump's 2025 trade policy agenda.
Who are just hitting retirement age. So I would really like to know why exactly the president is doing this. China, I completely understand. I think actually there's been bipartisan agreement around here for quite some time that we needed to get tougher.
Why do you think he's doing it?
To China?
Why do you think he's doing it? Give me a break,
But why
guys.
going after Canada? Why going after our closest allies in Europe? This does not make any sense. And frankly, it doesn't exactly inspire confidence when the so-called formula
Playing some serious
that was
moves.
advertised last week came from absolutely no textbook that any of us are aware of. I mean, yes, it had two fancy-looking Greek letters. That does not make it well-thought-out policy. So I am curious.
All right, let's watch this.
And as we come on the air, we are following the
So about the
very latest
84%
as it relates
tariffs
to
China
President
slapped back at us.
Donald Trump. I want to take you out to Washington, D.C. and give you a live look at the White House on this Wednesday morning. We are following breaking news as U.S. President Donald Trump's reciprocal tariffs on dozens of countries took effect today. This includes a massive 104% duty on Chinese goods. Of course, this is deepening his global trade war and spurring more widespread selling across financial markets. A lot to discuss, so we want to bring into the conversation the expert, Rajiv Sahani, head of international portfolio management. Rajiv, good morning to you. A pleasure having you join us here on Live Now from Fox. So if you could set the stage for us this morning as we are following the very latest, a lot to discuss. And the first question.
I'm surprised China didn't. Well, you know what? They're leaving a little room. They're letting the play that China's having is say, oh, well, we'll just throw 84% off up there. We're not going to 104% like you did, but we're letting you know that we're close, and they're leaving gap to make like another move.
What are these tariffs, and how are these tariffs impacting the everyday American?
Yeah, these tariffs really are on exporting goods from China, right? I think the distinction here is really the trade imbalance that has persisted for several decades with China. Trump has made it as part of his campaign plan that he wanted to put these tariffs in. He was willing to sort of go down on and sort of, double down with China in terms of sort of the tit for tat. And then, so I think the markets, obviously the tariffs are quite high. 100%
More than a little
is
tit for tat.
Quite a meaningful increase in tariffs. But,
definitely,
on net aggregate, I think the markets were expecting that, Trump to sort of martingale and sort of double down on this. The problem is that how long does this continue to keep going, right? Because it seems that China on the same side is also ramping up in terms of their tariffs and other sort of, trade,
they're going all in.
Initiatives on their side as well. Yeah.
Rajiv, and speaking of China, we have the very latest this morning as
well-being at stake. The U.S. threat to escalate tariffs on China is a mistake on top of a mistake, and once again exposes the blackmailing nature of the U.S. China will never accept this. If the U.S. insists on its own way, China will fight to the end. I 100% believe that.
China is responding after these U.S. tariffs take effect. Again, providing this perspective, this is a new 104% rate on China. We have a quote from the Ministry of Commerce this Wednesday morning. It says the U.S. threat to escalate tariffs on China is a mistake on top of a mistake, and once again exposes the blackmailing nature of the U.S. China will never accept this. If the U.S. insists on its own way, China will fight to the end. Provide perspective on this quote, please, Rajiv, and what does this mean for trade with a top world leader?
Yeah, I think, this is obviously, it's not out of line from sort of the Chinese government. They've been basically very hard
Said we're cooked? I hope not.
in terms of projecting a strong image. Other countries like Vietnam, they quickly came back and said, look, we're going to take off all our tariffs and write them to zero.
Right.
So it definitely, it definitely shows sort of the hand of certain nations that think they have a sort of economic edge or trade and edge in the midst of this sort of world trade war, right? And so I'm not surprised by this announcement. And, I think really it's going to be digging into the details of what they actually decide to do.
Right.
U.S. President Donald Trump has obviously said that this decision is reciprocity. It's reciprocal. So maybe potentially he could walk back on this decision if China.
I don't know, man. That guy is he doesn't leave much room for vulnerability. For him to scale back crushes his whole plan. I think he's coming out the gate like a fucking animal. And there's no telling what the next move is. He might say, fuck China. I'm not kidding. He might just say, fuck China for everything.
China makes a decision on their end. Provide that perspective and what that means. Obviously, people go to...
They're saying that the Nintendo Switch is now on delay because of the tariffs and stuff. And you know what? Fuck it. Fuck it. Do we need a Nintendo Switch? No.
The store every day, they look on a tag and it might say made in China. There are concerns this morning that the price of goods and services will skyrocket.
Yeah, I think for the everyday American, really remains to be seen. I expect a lot of the sort of suppliers to sort of warehouse some of that if they think that this is going to be some sort, the China and U.S. will be able to come to terms and find some sort of short-term resolution. Obviously,
Trump is not wrong, but he's going so hard right now. Like, no one is prepped. No one is fucking ready for this.
Obviously, they don't want to, bring that back, push this back onto consumers that are already, struggling in terms of inflation and sort of, all the indicators that in the U.S. of sort of drag or stagflation. And so I think, eventually I think something will have to give, right? We can't keep doing this brinkmanship between China and the U.S. because more or less both need each other, right? You can't undo 5 decades of sort of supply chain within a week, right? And so
they're acting like bratty little girls.
Your everyday iPhone or your electronic goods or even your clothing, right? A large portion.
Said you lost all your money? Nah. Yeah, I know. I don't have anything in stock or anything. I do have some Bitcoin, but no stocks, man.
That comes from China, and China, they've been in a deflationary environment or economy for several years now, right? And so they've been trying to export out of this deflation by producing more and more goods. So they need us as much as we need them.
Yeah.
Rajiv, as we've been...
It's like a little game of tug of war, and what's gonna happen? They're gonna be like, both of them are gonna get so tired of playing that they're just gonna come to like a neutral agreement because they're wasting their time. Both of their countries are going to shit, and they're just gonna be like, God damn it, like just fuck you, man. Let's just figure it out.
And following this news, many economic terms have been coming to the forefront, including the global market. When we look at the Dow, we've been seeing the New York Stock Exchange open in the red many days this week, and it's only Wednesday. How does this impact trade as far as the global market? How does it impact people who have stocks that are concerned about that as well?
Yeah, I definitely think that the immediate reaction was from the market to go down, right? A lot of these exporter companies or companies that are reliant on China had a meaningful drawdown in the market. Obviously chip makers, from sort of NVIDIA, et cetera, are going to potentially be impacted by this. And so obviously the markets are reacting to this. And so
I think the best thing that you can do in reality and in your life is find ways to become more self-sufficient. And sometimes it hurts when you break away. from certain things. And these, you know what, countries are going to have to realize, you know what, like, we might have to cut the cord. We might have to cut ties with you. You know, it's like, sure, you give us this and this, but we're going to cut the cord, and I have to figure it out myself. So it would be like, say you're living at your girlfriend's house, and she houses you, she feeds you, she takes care of you, pretty much, and it's awesome, it's comfy, but it's actually delaying your growth and your progress as a person. And one day, you just got to wake up and say, fuck this. I got to get out of here and figure out my own life. I don't even know myself yet. So what America's doing right now is testing the waters. If you don't want to play our game, we'll figure it out ourselves. And if we can focus more on ourselves and growing ourselves, this whole situation is extremely metaphysical. We have to figure out individually how to become self-sufficient physically, financially, emotionally. That's only going to make us stronger. So that's exactly what's happening, just on a larger spectrum and scale.
We're mindful of that. Ultimately, though, you know, we want to see where the equilibrium happens, right? And we haven't really seen a lot from sort of the Fed. Obviously, Powell made some comments last week. You know, we're watching, for example, treasuries, right? And we're seeing sort of a meaningful uptick in treasuries over the last 24 hours, right?
The game, this game is not for weak fucking people, okay? And I'm telling you, it's shelling out all the weak bastards. The system is vicious, guys. And you want to play hardball. And then when the posers get exposed, dude, the moment something happens, they tremble and they crack. You can't do that. That's not what this game, you can't play that. There's been a lot of soft, weak people running things. And that's what everything's turned into. This guy's honestly stressed out. Look at him. He's like, fuck, I don't know what to tell my mom. I lost all the money. I can't pay for my $5,000 a month apartment in New York. And now all my friends back home think I'm broke.
A lot of that we think is coming from sort of traditional hedge funds and sort of institutions unwinding classic basis trades. But if that continues to kick higher, if we see the 10-year, you know, touching above sort of 4.5 and continuing to remain there, then yes, I think, you know.
Yeah, I need one of these setups right here, down here. Yes, I need exactly this. Yeah. This whole wall is going to be... I need to get another monitor here soon. At least one.
We have to be mindful that this is more of a contagion, not from necessarily the U.S., but it's going into other asset products like treasuries or gold, etc. So we're mindful of how this all is interconnected and watching very closely.
Yeah, nervous as hell. Don't be nervous. This also is a test for everyone to get stronger. Stop relying on the government to dictate your life. Stop relying on the system to control your money. Take your money out of the bank. Just figure it out yourself. Stop sucking on the tit that has rotten milk in it. And you know it's rotten, but you're too lazy to figure it out yourself. You know? It's time that we all become a little more self-sufficient and figure it out physically, financially, emotionally, and have some damn accountability, guys. All right, what's next? Oh, let's watch this little reel we got right here. They say Trump's bragging last night at the little black tie event thing. Whatever it was. The bow tie ball. Look at him with his bow tie.
And don't let some of these politicians go around saying, you know, because I'm telling you, these countries are calling us up, kissing my ass. They are dying to make a deal. Please, please, sir, make a deal. I'll do anything. I'll do anything, sir. And then I'll see some rebel Republican, you know, some guy that wants to
Rebel
grandstand
Republican. Wasn't he a rebel Republican to start with?
and say, I think that Congress should take over negotiations. Let me tell you, you don't negotiate like I negotiate.
Is this
Congress
true?
takes over negotiating. Sell America fast because you're going to go busted. You don't. I just saw it today. A couple of your congressmen said, I think we should get involved in the negotiation of the tariffs. Oh, that's what I need. I need some guy telling me how to negotiate.
Yo, honestly, we should all fucking take that attitude. Like, really, guys, you might not agree with what he does or what he's doing, but it's like, he doesn't need someone else to fucking tell him what to do because he's relied on himself to fucking make his own decisions. And you might hate him, but it's not about the messenger. Just listen to the message. That's what happens. Like, even people like Andrew Tate, people are like, I hate that guy. I'm like, put the fucking hand over the screen and listen to some of the stuff he actually has to say. It's not about the guy. It's the message.
Some of the trade deals that were made by predecessors as president were so bad you almost wonder who did these deals. They were either crooked or stupid. They can be nothing else. They were either stupid or crooked.
He's not wrong about that. He's definitely not wrong about that. And a lot of the liberals, it's like, you really think that the government, like you're trying to defend the government before us? You can't. Dude, you can't. It was all bullshit. Really. Like, wake the fuck up.
Could Trump's tariffs be the ultimate testosterone boost? The self-proclaimed MAGA lefty.
Oh, they're
yes.
saying,
we shipped
the ultimate
jobs
testosterone boost.
Gave men who work
Why
with
isn't
their
this
hands
pausing?
for
There we go. Oh my God, here we go. Gutfeld. I like this guy. He's interesting talk show host. I don't see many like clips of him, but if you dig deep, you see him.
Could Trump's tariffs be the ultimate testosterone boost? The self-proclaimed MAGA lefty says yes.
Testosterone boost.
we shipped jobs that gave men who work with their hands for a living and rely on brawn and physicality off to other countries to build up their middle class. And then we imported
that's a good
millions and
point.
millions of illegals.
Harold, I guess
this is, I mean, that's actually a good point. Look at this guy. I can already tell he's staring over here. He's like, oh boy. They either have a plan or they hate each other.
this is based on the idea that a lot of jobs were manly, construction, manufacturing, TV host, that were then marginalized in this kind of cheap labor economy. What say you?
This idea of bringing back the Norman Rockwell vision of the American workforce, I just don't think is what we want. You look at the countries where I don't know who the young lady that was speaking there, but I think I understand her sentiment. We want jobs that come back where we build things and we make things and repair things. We want to build robots and repair robots. We want to ensure that we're building the next generation of medicines and conceptualizing and building out and thinking through. We're the most innovative, richest country the world has ever known, with the greatest and strongest military ever. We've done pretty well. We need to keep doing well, but let's not pretend that we're not a country of strength.
Is back. Judge, so Robot Harold says that the past is dead. Forget about the good ways things used to be.
Look at this. Look at that lady.
Fairness and a simple life.
Well,
vicious.
Isn't that what Obama
sassy
said, that we didn't have that magic wand for all the manufacturing that's coming back? But look, just talk to Mike Rowe. You know, you don't need a college degree. You can start working with your hands. We need to support the farmers and the ranchers. And, you know,
true.
Some of that is very accurate. What
Jesse,
you're saying.
you said in the green room, the crisis in masculinity began with the first male flight attendant. Can you elaborate?
It's a stewardess, Greg,
Okay.
and they will always be stewardesses. Even if it's a male flight attendant, I say stewardess. They don't respond.
You're a dick, bro. This guy's a dick.
Stance.
That's also an artificial stance. Hopefully. When you sit behind a screen all day, it makes you a woman. Studies have shown this.
Oh,
Studies have shown
shit.
this. And if
We're
you're
fucked.
Working like building
We're cooked.
robots like Harold.
What does this guy do? He sits behind a screen too.
You are around other guys. You're not around HR ladies and lawyers.
What do you
that gives
do?
you estrogen.
Yeah, what do you do?
Let me finish, Judge.
You sit behind a screen.
Dana?
I just one serious thing. It reminds me of the book of Coming Apart by Charles Murray that was from several years ago. The job thing is one issue for masculinity, but there are many other pieces, including education, religion, and commitment.
Fathers.
You're here.
Yes. Also, if you got a desk job, work shirtless.
This is funny.
That's what I do.
That's what you do. I'm coming in earlier.
These are artificial positions
Up
being.
next.
Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.
Ooh, and most compelling. This guy is totally a dick. If you watch his show, he's totally a dick. What else happened? Let's watch the video about the roof collapse. What happened? This is kind of brutal. It said 27 people died, dude. Damn. Damn.
This morning, a desperate...
That's no joke, dude. It's that Final Destination shit right there. Dude, imagine just a fucking pipe fell through the ceiling right into someone's head. All right.
race against time as rescue crews continue to dig through the rubble of a popular Dominican Republic nightclub. Authorities there vowing to remain determined in the search, saying we will continue as long as there is a family member who reports that their loved one is in the rubble. First responders reporting hearing some sounds amid the debris, and relatives even receiving phone calls from victims trapped in the rubble.
Oh, Lord. Terrible.
According to authorities, families checking posted lists
Mangled, but still alive.
with names of the victims. One woman holding out hope for her niece, saying, "We have faith that she will appear." The tragedy happening early Tuesday morning in the heart of Santo Domingo's National District. Videos capturing the moment the roof of the Jet Set nightclub caved in.
Holy
During
shit.
the performance of singer
Killed the band, too.
Ruby Perez, who was killed. Officials also confirming the death of Nelcy Cruz, a governor in the DR who called the president of the Dominican Republic from under the rubble, according to the country's first lady.
Oh
Also
my
killed
God,
two
no
former
way.
Major League players, according to officials.
Rest in peace, dude.
Time Nationals first baseman Tony Blanco and relief
I bet the owner's still alive, too,
Pitcher
of the club.
Octavio Dotel, who was taken to the hospital according to local reports, but did not survive. MLB teams paying tribute, with the commissioner sending heartfelt condolences in a statement, writing in part, "The connection between baseball and the Dominican Republic runs deep, and we are thinking of all the Dominican players and fans."
You said stay inside? Yeah, dude, for real. I think about it, too, because I used to be a bike messenger for like 10 years, over 10 years, and it's like all the close calls I had, even though I did get hit by cars multiple times, I'm like, damn. Why would I do that to myself? Just throw yourself out into like mass danger?
Across the game. The Dominican Republic's president declaring 3 national days of mourning as a heartbroken nation prays for any signs of life.
Well, the Jet Set nightclub has released a statement saying, in part, quote, "It is collaborating fully and transparently with the relevant authorities to assist the victims and clarify what happened." Now, back in 2023, this nightclub was struck by lightning. A fire ensued.
What the fuck? This place, that plot of land is fucking cursed.
It's unclear if that fire wasn't a factor in any way in this tragedy. Also unclear when this club was last inspected. Many questions this morning, Willie.
Terrible tragedy. Aaron McLaughlin, thanks so much, Aaron.
Look at him. Yeah, you guys got, that's maintenance, guys. You know, I used to be against the system like 100%, but you know, some dude was complaining about on Facebook that I know, "Oh, the fucking cops took my car. I didn't have insurance or anything." It's like, yeah, dude, if you want to drive, if you want that luxury, you just got to get a few things in place. It's playing the game. Dude, if you get a dog, you got to feed it. You got to buy food. I don't know what to tell you guys. You just, like, yeah, this is to ensure the safety of you as well and to know that you're not a dumbass on the road. So you don't, so we don't have dumbasses on the road just fucking running people over. It's like a college degree, even though that's a scam. But when someone has a college degree, you're like, okay, at least I know for sure they studied this subject. So that's more what it's about. Okay, check this out. More deportation from the guy that went to El Salvador. This is just from an hour ago.
10 minutes after the top of the hour.
So the Department of Homeland Security has until 6 p.m. Eastern Time to submit evidence that support Mahmoud Khalil's removal from the United States.
Todd Pyro joins us now with more. Hey, Todd.
Hey, guys. Good morning. Khalil.
Dude, they don't even have proper evidence. But they're like, well, we heard that he's part of a gang. I think what happened is that they don't know how to get him the fuck back, is what happened. So they're just like, yeah, he's part of this gang. Total L, if that's the situation.
Before a judge in Louisiana yesterday for an immigration proceeding where he denied 8 allegations against him. He's accused of leading activities aligned with Hamas and lying on his visa application. Khalil's attorneys say they have not received a single document from the government after they requested evidence in the case. The legal permanent resident and Columbia University graduate accused of leading some violent anti-Israel protests on the university's campus.
This isn't the guy. What? Wait, maybe it is. Hold on.
Last year, Khalil was arrested by ICE in March and detained in New Jersey for a day before being flown to a detention facility in Louisiana where he is currently being held. In a recent op-ed, Khalil claimed,
if you're an immigrant, you probably should follow rules and not stick out like a sore thumb with doing like illegal shit, because in the eyes of the current American government, they're going to look at you like a terrorist.
That Columbia laid the groundwork for his, quote, abduction.
And the problem is they're going to treat you like one.
And says students must continue to resist what he describes as repression. He wrote in part, quote, the student movement will continue to carry the mantle of a free Palestine. The judge will make a decision on his removal following another hearing on Friday. Khalil's lawyers are also challenging the legality of his detention in a separate federal case in New Jersey. Back over to you.
This could be, if they're prepared, Todd, this could be a fountain of information and unveiling. Because there's talk about direct links to organizations that go right back to Hamas. There's testimony that could be used from hostages that are now released. And then with him, you could ripple it right down. Through others at Columbia.
So there's a connection to Hamas.
Oh my God, they're going to interrogate the fuck out of this guy until he gives up some information. They are going to pressure this guy to squeeze out all the info.
The visa application. So just on that alone, I think the administration is going to present that in court. The visa application is voided out because he lied, right, Todd?
Yes, but also, I do want to follow up on Brian's point. While, Lawrence, you may be correct in terms of how this case could ultimately be adjudicated, you lie, you're out. To Brian's point, if we can utilize this case, sort of like, a detective ferrets out a lot of information to get other people involved in a situation.
Right,
exactly. I don't want to use the word crime because we don't know exactly what is at play here. But they can get that information through a long, protracted process. May not be great, may not be what the people want to see, but if you can get that information, I think it'll help the country in general.
Well,
yeah, he's cooked.
The judge has said that
either
if
way,
there's not solid evidence, she's going to essentially terminate the case, and that's going to be it. However, if the government presents solid stuff, look for this to be the model that they use to boot.
Exactly.
Yep. And of course, as we've said, expect this to always end up at the Supreme Court. All these things are going to end up at the Supreme Court, and that case will ultimately determine what can happen for other individuals besides Khalil going forward.
All right, Todd, thank you so much.
Wow.
Well, Khalil has denied all the 8 allegations against him and the 2 charges of removal, but the judge, she said, let him see the evidence, let him argue his case, and then we'll come back to court on Friday, and I'll decide whether or not he can be removed from our country or if he's released into the United States.
This is going to have to go to the Supreme Court.
I don't think they're going to let him back in.
Hope they understand what they're doing.
Because that's going to create a loophole for other people, and they don't. Right now, they're trying to prove that there's no loopholes.
the courts, if the lower courts now decide that this is the legal remedy, every time someone gets denied a visa application, they're going to be able to challenge it in court. So they're going to open the door for more legal challenges if this is the case. The executive has the authority to say, look, you're not approved, and that's under the State Department.
Right. Yep. But you know his attorneys are arguing this is a First Amendment issue, and the reason he was targeted was because he was speaking his mind. Ultimately, this judge later today is going to figure out whether or not there's enough other evidence that outweighs those First Amendment
there are
concerns.
laws on the book. You can't lie. You can't. I mean, look at
This dude is walking a very tight line here.
Hunter Biden.
And they're not
You can't
even
lie
disputing
when you
that,
try to get a
Ainsley.
gun. You can't lie when you're trying to get a visa. And if you're connected to a terrorist organization, if they can prove that it was, you can't be in our country.
That's right.
Right, and it's not just about Khalil and Cornell. It's not in Colombia. It's Cornell too. Donald Trump's administration has frozen through the Commerce Department $1 billion in funding for Cornell, $790 million for Northwestern. For Brown, $510 million. Harvard, $9 billion. Pennsylvania, $175. Princeton got word to $4 million, and Johns Hopkins, $800 million. And in some of these cases,
dude, they're gonna crack down on these universities and just like, damn, everyone. Okay, so we're in the era. No matter, it's not even about being led by Trump. This is the age of Aquarius, and the truth. All the layers are being stripped away, and the truth is finally shining, and there's such a big light that's happening right now, and then it starts trending that, dude, all this shit's gonna get exposed, and they're gonna get stripped away from a lot of funding because it's more money laundering. People are profiting off of the funding.
Hey, you're pushing forward on this climate change
Big.
things over in Princeton. I don't
$1 billion.
want to fund that
$9
anymore.
billion.
And that's what Howard Lutnick
Damn.
told the people over in New Jersey.
The White House says the money was frozen in connection with several ongoing, credible, and concerning Title VI investigations. Title VI, it prohibits discrimination on the basis of race, color, and national origin in programs and activities receiving federal financial assistance.
Right, exactly. It's after there were on these universities.
That's a lot. $9 billion is fucking a lot. $500 million. And it's cool and all, but these schools and universities probably have to show some more output and proof. Just because you say you're in university and a college doesn't mean that you're stacked with fucking just quality to offer.
We knew that this was coming because the administration said.
And it's more of a realignment to get more self-sufficient. No one needs, everyone is relying on the government. It's guys, we got to go outside and go pave our own road. You want to take care of your road, your block? Get out there and do it. Stop sitting on the couch with your fat ass looking at your phone all day. Oh, I wish the fucking government would pay every time I drive over this pothole. You know what? Go fill the pothole, jackass.
Different universities and said, look, we're very concerned about your reaction to the anti-Semitism, what you did, and also the discrimination with all the DEI stuff. What's interesting about this announcement with Northwestern is the fact that it is the first non-Ivy League school where they have frozen the money. And it's interesting, the House Education Committee chided Northwestern over the fact that they had set up legal clinics in the law schools that represented organizers of anti-Israeli protests. So it's like, okay, whose side exactly are you on? So the university is going to have to show that they are on the side of everybody.
It's going to be a massive examination of each foreign students.
It has to happen.
Oh my God. Thank God I am not an immigrant. They're going to analyze every single green card person this next 4 years. It's not even funny, dude. Every visa holder, they're going to tighten restrictions. So they're going to turn you being able to be here for 6 months into 3 months into 2 months into 1 month. until shit gets
indoctrination
completely straightened out.
These universities to people to hate our country, to object to our country. Everything that we believe in, it's fine. If you want to go to another country and promote these ideas, but I don't like all these kids suddenly wearing keffiyehs all over America that don't even understand what they represent. How many campuses?
Yeah, it's the problem is that a lot of people don't even fucking know what they represent. They're just grabbing onto the thing because their friend said it was the cool thing and it's trending on Twitter. So this is all about gaining discernment and starting to think for yourself, and that starts with being self-sufficient. You don't even have to think what I think. What I'm telling you to do right now, if this is the only thing you get from me ever being on live or my show or anything, fuck what I say other than start to think for yourself. Start to break things down for yourself.
I go to where the kids straight up denied October 7th happened. Yeah. They learned it from somewhere. The professors are out there creating barricades around the students.
So I want to see Democrats defend this. Go ahead. Good luck with that. Yeah. Those are your people. That's your base. That's what you want to defend.
Right.
Anti-Americanism in schools. You want to say it's okay from a kid from Algeria to get in instead of a kid from Kansas? Go ahead. Go fight. Go ahead. Have that fight. This is one thing it's so impressive about this administration. It's going after the funding and making people accountable for who they're bringing into their schools. Yeah. And I mean, Harvard.
Everyone is getting shaken awake. Everyone's been sleeping and living the same fucking program for so long. And I understand because genuinely, I live ahead of the curve. And people don't understand until a year, 2 years after, 5 years, sometimes 10 years after. They'll be like, oh, yeah, no, that's what I'm on. I'm like, dude, I was on that fucking 15 years ago. And you guys were looking away. And now I'm on to something 10 years ahead. So I'm loving the times right now because everyone's being shooken awake and having to start to think for themselves. And that makes me happy because the more people that think like that, the more friends I have. You know, the more people can think on a higher wavelength. And I like people that think for themselves, even if they have an opinion that doesn't even align with mine.
More money denied. I don't know what happened. They have to take out a $750 million loan? Harvard, of all people?
They're selling some bonds.
Think about it, though, guys. These kids are on these college campuses.
Liberated zone.
Alive when 9/11 happened. They have no context of it. They're not teaching it in school like they used to.
Right.
When I saw these kids marching down in Midtown Manhattan, Lower Manhattan, after what happened with the trade centers, and they're advocating talking points from the state sponsors of terror, we can't have that.
You don't have Al-Qaeda and ISIS. We would have let it for Al-Qaeda and ISIS.
No way.
Well, they can. People should. If this is free speech, do whatever you guys want. We just got to figure out how to do it differently.
Way.
When you think about it, though, October 7th was Israel's 9/11.
That's exactly right.
What they should do is Congress should call in Jewish students from these schools and say, okay, during the protests.
Liberated zone? Yeah, right? I'm going to put that banner on my house.
Oh, you did not feel safe. Has your university done enough to make you feel safe so that you don't feel like you got to watch your back and you feel like the professor who is teaching you is not PO'd at you?
I just love what Donald Trump's doing, saying we're not taking American tax dollars from hardworking Americans to fund these schools that are promoting these policies that we disagree with.
Foreign students.
It's kind of interesting. It's interesting. I mean, that kind of fucks with free speech and all of that. So I kind of got to think of what the best angle is, my perspective on that. You know, that starts to look sort of fascist. I'm not going to lie. But yeah, I get it. When they're handing you an ass load of money, we're talking hundreds of millions, billions, 9 billion. Come on. You might have to kiss the king's ring on that one. Jesus.
I agree with you.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart.
I'm Brian Kilmeade. All right, what do we got next? Let's let me move this over here. Oh boy, it's going slow. I got to knock out a couple of these. tabs. Some over here. Boom. 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 Knockout. Look, I got double open. Is this still live? Yeah, let's see. Watch live House hearing on Trump's 2025. We're muted somewhere. What the fuck? Oh boy. It's going slow. Oh, doesn't look like it's live anymore. Yeah, I switched the screens of what I'm working on right now, so trying to get the rhythm together. But this shit's going hella slow. USA live. Jameson Greer defends. Yeah, this is live. Let's check it out.
To decimate Americans' retirement accounts and 529 accounts for their kids' education? Did you and the president anticipate raising prices
Mr.
for
Schneider.
American families already struggling to make ends meet? Did you mean to make American businesses less, not more competitive in global markets? Was the intention with the largest tax increase in U.S. history to put the United States and maybe the entire global economy into a recession because of what Wall Street Journal editorial board? Let me repeat this. It was the Wall Street Journal editorial board said is the dumbest trade war in history.
I don't trust
Already,
them.
Dane.
You think I trust? I don't trust these media companies to give me the facts or the proper headlines. Remember, guys, this is all about views. And what do views add up to? Money. That's all they want. So
Goldman Sachs recently,
it's good to watch all of this because it should help you gain discernment when you go through all these different views. And when you sort out all of this stuff, maybe you can finally figure out a way to think for yourself. Not that you don't, but I'm saying that more and more helps. That's why I watch this stuff. We look at different perspectives and we figure out the best one.
Likelihood the second time since this trade war started to 45%, and I expect that will rise again. Indeed, by the time you have finished this hearing, I wouldn't be surprised if we already were in a recession.
Right.
Less than a week after President Trump's declaration of, again, the largest sales tax in U.S. history, global markets continue to roil as a result of tariff-based recession fears. The president's newly imposed tariffs have real-world impacts on every one of my constituents who will see higher prices at the grocery store, shortages of critical products, and less money in their retirement accounts and the accounts for their kids' education. American families deserve relief, but instead, thanks to President Trump
stuff
and you,
like
they're
this, I can't stand because it's like they just chat GPT'd out their thing, and now they're just coming there to just be like, and then American families, and then chat GPT just wrote this whole fucking thing for them. Or their like daughter wrote it for them. That's in college. All right, check out this video. So there's a mass shooting apparently yesterday in Virginia. 3 people killed. Rest in peace.
Thanks for staying with us here on Live Now from
Check
Fox.
it out.
I'm your host, Christina Evans. We do have some breaking news that we do have to get to here on Live Now. I want to put this up on your screen. We've been following this development coming out of Virginia.
Wow.
We do know, thanks
6
to our
people were
partners
shot,
there at Fox 5
3 dead, and 3 others have been transported to local hospitals. There's no suspect in custody. All right. With all the high-tech cameras, you can't get a suspect? Come on now.
Washington,
Not even
D.C.,
one?
that the sheriff's office there in Spotsylvania County, Virginia, says that 6 people were shot, 3 are now dead, and 3 others have been transported to local hospitals. And of course, we're still following this information, but these 3 people are now dead.
Yeah, these cops lacking. You're right, Wild Onion Boy. They're getting shaken awake, too, because now they actually have to do some work.
A shooting
Put the donut down and get back to the grind.
there in a neighborhood, according to the sheriff's office. Also, according to those officials, as we put some of these aerials from the scene put up there on your screen, this is from just a bit earlier today, that those 3 people have been declared dead. and 3 other victims have been transported to a local hospital. The Spotsylvania County Sheriff's Office, though, has been holding press conferences throughout the evening, giving us the updates that they currently have.
Wow.
But the conditions we do know of those injured victims are not yet known at this time. Officials also have not released any ages of those victims.
No cameras, nothing?
We do know that the Sheriff's Office says that investigation is still active and fluid, but no suspects have been taken into custody.
Wow.
And again, so with knowing this happened in the area of Old Greenwich Circle there in Spotsylvania. As you're seeing some of these areas from the neighborhood, we also heard from those officials on scene just about 15 minutes or so ago.
Uh-oh, breaking news. 4 teens arrested in this shooting.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're
shit.
in the neighborhood where all of this madness happened last
40
night.
minutes
As you can see
ago.
behind me are some of the homes that were damaged in the crossfire from that shootout. Some of the residents are also just reacting to everything that they saw.
Shit.
You'll hear from some of them in a bit. They tell me that right now they're just shaken up.
Tuesday evening around 5:30, chaos erupts in a small neighborhood near Old Greenwich Circle in Spotsylvania County. A mass shooting leaving 3 dead and multiple wounded. And the people who live nearby in a state of disbelief.
I don't know, I ain't never heard nothing like that.
In the daylight hours, the damage from that shootout becoming more apparent to residents like Rodney.
Sound like one of Call of Duty games or something.
Oh my God. Is he trying to go viral?
It was just at least 100 shots going off. That's what it sounded like.
100 shots.
Just back to back to back to back.
Bullets from automatic and other heavy weapons penetrating shutters, bricks, windows, and even vehicles. Video could be seen Tuesday of 2 suspects running with weapons in hand. And our John Burkett captured some of the suspects being arrested at a nearby Sheetz. According to the Spotsylvania County Sheriff's Office, early Wednesday morning, 4 people were charged with malicious wounding and use of a firearm in commission of a felony unlawful assembly. 3 of those suspects, minors, 2 16-year-olds and a 17-year-old, in addition to an 18-year-old who has been identified as Jeremiah Upson, who appeared in court Wednesday for an arraignment hearing. One of those 16-year-olds is currently at a local hospital being treated for a gunshot. At this time, the investigation reveals that the barrage of gunfire was the result of an illegal gun sale and robbery. Rodney counting his blessings that the children in this neighborhood were inside while hoping that life would somehow return to normal.
Kids out
What a fucking idiots.
Usually it is kids out here. Usually my little sisters out here playing. Usually other people kids out here playing. It luckily was nobody out here.
Damn.
And as we said, there are 3 individuals who were killed during the shootout. I'll give you some of their names now. 18-year-old Chase Feaster of Spotsylvania County, 18-year-old Alonzo Goffney of Spotsylvania County, and then there's also one 20-year-old whose name is being held until the family has been identified. In the meantime, Spotsylvania County needs your help with any information that can help piece this situation
They're getting closer.
together. They're asking for people to send in
This was 40 minutes ago.
Have any information, if you know the individuals, they're asking you to call.
There's some people that know. There's some people that know, but they're waiting to get that bag. They're going to give out money.
1-800-928-5822. Again, that's 1-800-928-5822. Or you can leave an anonymous tip through the P3 Tips app.
I mean, something like that, maybe go pop your op in the leg or something, but an insane shootout like that, you're going to fucking jail for a long ass time.
That'll do it for now. Here in Spotsylvania County Live, AJ Nwoko, CBS 6 News.
That's messed up. That's big messed up. What's popping on Google News right now? Anything change? China announces 84% tariffs. We saw that. Trump tariffs. China's matching Trump. 2 Venezuelan file new cases in New York challenging Trump's alien enemies. Deportations. Amy Coney Barrett becomes an unlikely hate figure for MAGA world. I don't really know who that is. Trump is trying to reshape the global economy. Yeah, let's see. What else do I have loaded up? Let's see this video. This lady from Sky News is absolutely freaking hilarious. She takes shots at everyone. She's like my new favorite.
It's time for Lefties Losing It. Let's hear from
She's
the
in
Democrats'
Australia.
rising star, Jasmine Crockett. Here she declares
Wait, this
she
is a
wants
newer-
illegal
yeah, this
immigrants
is from
in
today.
the country because who else is going to pick the cotton, y'all?
I had to go around the country and educate people about
This host from Australia is such a bitch. It's hilarious.
what immigrants do for this country or the fact that we are a country of immigrants.
Right.
The fact is, ain't none of y'all trying to go and farm right now.
Right.
Okay, so I'm
It's
lying.
true.
Raise your hands. You're not.
It's true.
You're not.
It's funny as shit, but
We
it's
done
true.
picking cotton. We are. You can't pay us enough to find a plantation.
So to be clear, she sees immigrants as some subservient class. Just in case you were wondering, she wants to import an underclass to do the work she considers beneath her. Now to leftist activist Kylie Brewer explaining common ways white people are racist.
Hi, my name's Kylie, and here are some things
Okay.
that white people say without realizing they're being racist.
Oh, boy.
Number one, coming in
I love this section that she does. It's called Lefties Losing It, dude. It's pretty fucking ridiculous.
hot, we have when a white person is telling a story and they mention the race of the person for no reason. That waitress, and then mention how she was Hispanic as if that somehow has something to do with her character.
No, I think they're trying to paint a picture and a story for people.
Wait, what? So telling a story and mentioning the race of the people involved is racist, but only if white people do it. But if I'm telling a story as a woman of colour and mention, for example, a silly white girl called Kylie delivering daft lectures about racism, that's perfectly okay. Let's get some more wisdom about racism from Kylie.
That's funny.
Number two, telling a story about someone from a different race and then doing an accent to make the story come to
God,
life.
shut up.
Number three, saying the N-word in rap music or other songs because it's going too fast to skip it.
One, doing accents.
You said she's racist? Yeah, I mean, when you think about it this much and you're fucking obsessed with it, your insecurities of you judging other people are leaking out profusely.
Is awesome and funny. And if you like rap songs and sing the lyrics that the artist has written, that does not make you racist. I mean,
Yeah, that's
come on.
ridiculous.
Now, this next guy shows how you deal with these lefties. He encounters a woman in traffic in a Make America Gay Again cap.
Oh, I saw this. This is
Hilarity
funny.
ensues.
I like your MAGA hat. Yeah, Trump. Woo!
It says gay.
Oh, I know.
Just checking.
Trump fan.
Never know.
Trump?
No. It says make America gay again.
Great. Again.
Oh my God.
I know, but we love Trump, right?
that is just so amusing. Now, here's alleged
Pretty
comic
funny.
John Oliver, one of the unfunniest nincompoops to ever call himself a comedian. Here he goes on some bizarre rant arguing that males really don't have an advantage in sport. I don't know why even have men and women's categories then, John.
Bigger and stronger bodies are not automatically
Yeah, this guy's a doof. I mean, look at him. now.
advantaged in every scenario. But the degree of difference here matters because we expect a certain amount of difference in athletics. Taller basketball players are expected to compete against shorter ones. Faster soccer players compete against slower ones. Michael Phelps was allowed to compete with other swimmers despite being part dolphin. And crucially, none of the studies I've mentioned so
Okay.
far bear much relevance to what these new laws target, which is youth sports, usually of all ages. And the research
The majority of these guys are so spineless, they're reading what's on the fucking cue cards.
there is even more scant. We have no research about how being trans or undergoing gender-affirming treatment impacts athletic performance in teens.
Yes, he really is that stupid and pathetic. A sad, what sounds like a laugh track accompanying lies, half-truths, and gaslighting masquerading
yeah,
as
she's funny as
comedy.
fuck.
Pathetic. But if you think that was the worst of it, well, brace yourself, because when this lefty loses it, he really loses it. Here he claims it's not the women being injured we should care about. It's the trans activists who are having their feelings hurt.
Just to be clear, I'm not happy to watch
women experience injury, humiliation, and a loss of sporting opportunities. But that includes trans women and kids, and they seem to be getting hurt the most right now.
Yeah, but they're not getting injured, though, are they, John? And funny, if there is no physical advantage,
I see where she's coming from.
Then why are we not seeing a whole bunch of women identifying as men competing in men's competition? If you think there is no difference between the sexes, then let me read out this one stat that brings it home even for the biggest simpleton among us, and I'm talking to you, John Oliver. The fastest female sprinter in the world is American runner Alison Felix, a woman with more gold medals than Usain Bolt. Her lifetime best for the 400 metres is 49.26 seconds. Based on 2018 data, nearly 300 high school boys in the US alone could beat it.
Absolutely, this is real shit.
Back in 2021, and I can tell you the sexes.
Everyone people want to compete and play with the system, but they don't want to follow the system's rules. So create a new system. I mean, or just, I don't know what to say. I don't know. It's like the whole gay marriage thing. It's like, okay, I get it. Like, you guys want to get married. You just want to be a part of the system when you're also like protesting against it. Very confusing.
Haven't changed that much since then. Even a broken clock is right twice a day, and even CNN occasionally allows truth and data to intrude on its 24/7 anti-Trump hysteria.
I think there was this concern among some folks that Donald Trump would come in for a second term and kind of be a lame duck. He ain't no lame duck. If anything, he's a soaring eagle. What am I talking about here?
Oh, my God.
Let's talk about
relax, buddy.
Trump executive orders in 2025. He's already signed 111 so far. That is the most at this point in a presidency in at least 100 years. In fact, it's the most in any single year.
Hey, I believe it.
April.
Oh, wow.
There's been no president. I mean, these guys have been assholes. So, like I said, for the lefties, like saying fuck Donald Trump, there's all these guys before have been way greasier and quiet about it. That's the scary part.
The teeny tiny CNN audience doesn't want to hear that. The hosts don't want to hear it either. So naturally, the question had to be asked, does Trump have too much power with all those executive orders? Surely a big majority of Americans are worried about that. Turns out they're not, though.
Take it a step further.
Interesting.
People think he has too much, but he's taken too much power.
Yeah, this I think is the real question, right? You can believe that he's doing stuff completely differently, but do you think that he has a little
He's
too much power or
redefining
not?
everything.
And this is interesting. So Trump's presidential
By
power is
fucking smashing it all at the same time.
Too much, the right amount, too little. Well, 47% say too much, but then you get 36% who say the right amount. Then you get 17% who say too little. So you're essentially dealing with a majority of the American public, 53%, who do not say that Trump has too much power. They either says he has too little power or the right amount of power. So the idea...
Well, power is... I don't even know. Power is a weird thing. People give you power. When you focus on something... even like my haters and stuff, when they say my name, they're realizing they're just giving me power. They're just making it more relevant.
That argument,
hate me or love me,
that Donald Trump is quote unquote a king, that I don't think holds with the American people. It does hold maybe with 47%, but with the majority of folks, they believe Donald Trump's doing something completely differently, and they don't believe he has too much power, and the executive orders he signed certainly...
Yeah, energy dynamics, absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. Everything you're saying, everything you're putting into the universe, all that energy, even when, say you're sitting on your phone, you'll be like, looking at this guy, you'll be like, I hate that fucking guy. It's like, dude, you're programming yourself to be obsessed and give them control over you.
He's no lame duck. He is, as I said at the beginning, a soaring eagle.
53 to 47%.
He thought he cooked with that one, dude. He thought he fucking cooked with that one. Shit. What else? Hold on. Let me load this next video.
Funny how that works. Now, let's talk about Bill Burr, the once funny Bill Burr who has gone from being hilarious to being a
I agree with her. I agree with
and
her.
he's now backing away from his newly acquired lefty views. It was only a couple of weeks ago where he was railing against corporates and saying...
Oh, my God. Actually, I was saying 27 died in that roof collapse. It was actually over 100 they just found out right now. Jesus.
Free murderer Luigi Mangione.
You know what I mean? Because some corporate had to give himself a bonus check at the end of the year. What if we made it worse?
Not wrong about that.
But made it look the same? Yeah. Then could our pools be bigger? Not Free Luigi!
But showing all the courage and consistency of a typical celebrity, Burr is now backing away from that sort of position, despite going on The View and railing against Donald Trump and Elon Musk.
He got soft.
Says he's not political.
No, I'm not going to just have some controversial moment so you can get clicks. I'm not doing that. I mean, I'm here for Conan. I'm not doing all of this. What are you going to bring up next? The Middle East? I went to summer school 3 out of 4 years in high school. I'm not qualified to talk about this.
I was just
what do you think about global warming?
And then you're like acting like, look at him. He's just so... I bet he's gotten a lot of like hate mail and shit. And he's like, fuck. Just a grumpy old man. For real.
You said about Elon that he was ruining Earth, I saw on The View. You're critical of him. What do you think of all the boycotts, like even the violence
I don't watch the news.
on Tesla?
I don't watch the news. I have no idea what's going on. I watch Instagram. I watch people...
Yeah, that's your problem is all you do is watch fucking Instagram and then you're going on The View talking shit. He's got his literal panties in a bunch.
Wipe out on motorcycles. I watch lions and hyenas fight each other. This is the things that I do. And I don't think you should be asking a comedian.
Oh, yeah, he doesn't know anything about politics. He's not political, but he chose to go on The View and rail against the Trump agenda. Well done. Now, if you want to see real racism, then watch this. And sadly, it's not just this woman. More than $250,000 has been raised for this killer, Carmelo Anthony, who murdered an innocent, unarmed teenager. His name's Austin Metcalf at a track event. Watch this woman justify Austin's murder. This is utterly sick.
Y'all not gonna make me believe or feel any kind of sympathy for Austin Metcalf at all.
Right.
He put his hands on that young man when he should have kept them hands to himself.
Facts.
When the young man told him, touch me and see, you better not touch me, that meant that I don't want you in my space. I don't want you touching me.
Exactly.
Rosa Parks days is over. You cannot think that you can move somebody out of a seat that you don't own and think that it's going to be okay. And you can't determine how I'm going to retaliate on you when you put your hands on me in an aggressive manner. Austin Metcalf got exactly what he deserved.
Oh, wait, that's fucked. I was agreeing with the other. Well, that's insane. I thought she was talking about a whole different side. Take back what I said.
Bring in journalist and filmmaker Armie Horowitz. Armie, that is just utterly sick. That poor kid was murdered at a sporting event. He died in his twin brother's arms after being stabbed to death. And people are raising hundreds of thousands of dollars for his killer.
Yeah. Poor Carmelo Anthony. And I'm not talking about the Carmelo Anthony who stabbed that student to death. I'm talking about NBA offensive legend and defensive liability, Carmelo Anthony, who was recently elected to the Hall of Fame. But if you look up Carmelo Anthony, all you get is the other guy whose family was a big enough fan of Melo's to name him after the NBA legend with a weird enough name, but not weird enough for them. They had to change the name from Carmelo with a C to Carmelo with a K. But we're not here to talk about that.
Wow.
We're here to talk about the pathology of the left to raise money for this kid.
All right, we've heard too much of this. This guy's just getting, he's too entertainment bound. He thought about this all night. And I had ChatGPT write up some fucking clever thing. All right, let's look and see if there's any breaking news right now. And then after we hit the news, man, like I'm working up like an entertainment, new music, movie section where we look at people's new music videos and shit and take a break from the news. But this is kind of the hot time for like news and live politics and stuff. But I don't want to just get absolutely consumed on that. You know, let's shed some light on actually some good shit. Not just old idiots arguing with each other. I'm about fucking sick of that. Live updates. Latest on Trump's presidency is massive U.S. tariffs negotiate. Okay. GOP senators express unease about Trump's tariffs, but stand behind him for now. GOP moves to block Democratic-led vote to end Trump tariffs. Tariff. Trump administration imposes sanctions targeting Iranian nuclear programs day before Oman talks. And that's Saturday. I don't know what time that is, but I'm sure it's going to be live. And we're going to be live for the entire Iran speech. That's pretty important, man. It'd be nice if they could actually get the nuclear weapons secured. Seriously. U.S. officials will screen immigrants' social media accounts for anti-Semitism. Oh, fuck. Here it goes. They're cracking down. This is where they're going to use Facebook against you hard. Even I would, at this point, guys, I would be careful about what you're posting, even if you are a citizen. You know? Not going to lie. I really think you should be. What else? My husband is not a gang member. Wife mistakenly deported, Maryland man says. I don't know. He might have connections. We don't know, though. Yeah, I think that they have no real evidence. It's just hearsay. Vance outlines strategy for united trade approach with allies to address China. All right, guys. I think let me hit YouTube right quick if there's anything that's popping at the moment. We're going to zip in and see what's going on. If not, we're going to fucking play some music videos and see. This is new music videos. Maybe from the last week or so. And I think it's important to cover all of that shit. It's like we're fucking not moving. This internet's going slow. Damn browser. I bet because I have Ableton open. No, I don't. Hearing on Trump's. Anything new? We watched the Pam Bondi, Cash Patel this morning. Photo opportunity with racing champions. President Trump participates. Doesn't look like they're live on the scene, though, right now. Okay, we got one day ago. Senator sees tremendous opportunity. That's Trump's new phrase is stop grandstanding. He thinks it's pretty clever. Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's watch this video. I want to see what Vance had to say. They're saying he called Chinese peasants.
Over US
it's a hell of a suit, baby.
Recent comments about, quote, Chinese peasants. On Tuesday, Beijing slammed Vance for his comments that have drawn widespread ire and ridicule on China's internet in comparisons with Vance's own self-proclaimed hillbilly background.
Oh, boy.
Has the story.
Here we go.
Well, good morning, everybody.
The American...
Yeah, the Vance memes, dude, they're so funny. I found one last night that's just hilarious. I had to save it in my phone.
Hillbilly versus China's so-called peasants. It all started with this.
And to make it a little bit more crystal clear, we
watch your words, Mr. Vance.
Borrow money from Chinese peasants to buy the things those Chinese peasants manufacture. From Chinese peasants.
Vance's Chinese peasants.
Yeah, that's a harsh one. So I know what you mean, but you got to adjust your language because the media is going to blow everything out of proportion.
meant reaching Beijing within hours. The government's response? Swift and scathing.
It's both astonishing and lamentable to hear this vice president make such ignorant and disrespectful remarks.
Oh, for sure.
On China's tightly controlled internet, government censors are
his hillbillies coming out,
allowing Vance's interview to go viral, amplifying the outrage, igniting anger and sarcasm. Have you said thank you for the money we lent you?
Ooh.
A reference to China being the second largest foreign holder of U.S. government debt, and that infamous Oval Office exchange with Ukraine's president.
You should be thanking the president.
One hashtag about the Chinese peasants remark shot to the top of China's Twitter-like platform Weibo, with millions of views and counting. Many comments boasting of China's modern achievements. Look, this is their true face, arrogant and rude as always. We may be.
What's gonna happen is that this is gonna be like a meme war and an internet war where like Americans are like out memeing the Chinese, and let's be honest, like we've got some hilarious people here. All we do is sit on the internet and fuck around. So they're like, sure, they can do some technical stuff, but we're just fucking around over here, and we can make some hilarious stuff that can break down someone's ego.
Peasants, but we have the world's best high-speed rail, the most powerful logistics, and leading AI and drone technologies. Aren't such peasants quite impressive? Former Global Times.
You said you're on it? You're gonna start making some memes? That's pretty funny.
Editor Hu Xijin posted on Weibo, this true peasant who came out of rural America seems to lack perspective. Many people are urging him to visit China and see reality with his own eyes. Many in China are interpreting Vance's comments as describing all Chinese people. Some even referencing Vance's memoir and movie.
How many times have you seen this?
As one social media post put it, the author of Hillbilly Elegy is calling Chinese peasants? Really?
They feel so disrespected. But he might have done that on purpose.
Incidentally, Hillbilly Elegy was translated into Mandarin. It's actually a bestseller in China. But the vice president's
That's insane.
soundbite has spiraled into yet another war of words between the U.S. and China. Many Chinese are calling his remark proof of what they call American arrogance, as if U.S.-China tensions weren't bad enough over things like tariffs, technology, Taiwan. CNN has reached out to J.D. Vance's office for comment, and so far, nothing.
Oh, yeah.
CNN.
He might just dodge the whole thing. If I was a politician, I'd just dodge it all. I would just be like, fuck it. I said what I said. I don't need to fucking give you an explanation or an apology. You said that J.D. Vance is an interesting guy. Yeah, he's pretty interesting. I think he's learning the ropes right now. I mean, this is an intense job he has.
Taipei.
Position.
Well, China now facing 100.
All right, let's get to some fun. We're done with this. We just spent like 2 straight hours on the news. Let's watch this dope ass. Maybe there was something. Let's watch this video by Childish Gambino. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's pretty fire. It's pretty amazing video. I saw it last night. We got to give him props on this one. This song's tight, too. Time for the music. The culture section. Check this out, guys. It's about taking shrooms.
Someone made a mess of my clothes. Someone bought a paddock in a panic.
Pretty sick.
Yes, bought it Bentley attic. I go manic. Hit the uchi till it's slanted.
The dancing is fire. That dancing is fire. And they use like TikTok face detect, which is cool. Wow.
She said, eat this psilocybin. I'ma be right back. I'm like, alright.
Nice.
Hey, I don't know what psilocybin is. This better not be no Molly.
Oh yeah.
She just left and closed the door. Dark chocolate sea salt. I took a bite. She said we gon' have a special night. I said, who you telling, girl? I know that. Tracy Ellis with it when you throw back. Girl, I see you.
Oh, he's about to get him some. If you guys have ever taken mushrooms, man, he just popped it unknowingly. This kind of reminds me of my first time too.
I'ma give you some privacy. Pictures with your stepsisters. N.K. Jemisin with you. Got the all about love on some bell hooks. Then I turned to a dirty look.
You've taken a ton of them? Nice. I haven't taken that. I mean, I've definitely my fair share. I don't need to take anymore. I'm all good on that. My base reality with anything is fucking insane, regardless.
Me sideways. I said, no, I put on the radio though. Lay back on my back, vibrate. My ex on something else. She walked out the closet. Girl, never write a check, I can't deposit.
Uh-oh.
Said, boy, stop. Let's go walking. You wanna be outside? We just talking. Dog park looking like a Trader Joe's. Have a young, thought you hated those. Other girls, let their shady show.
I think this came out like 6 days ago.
Every time we walk around, they say, how she gonna hold him down? They don't know what they missing. Most niggas wanna run around with these sisters. I prefer to just stroll apart with this shotgun. Baby girl was just digging all in my pocket. I was going hard by the magic hour.
Oh man,
We were
nice.
holding hands, tried to make me understand.
Yeah, this is what happens. Like everything reshapes.
Niggas fall in love, that's my magic power. Yes, everybody's jealous, I'm on easy with these colors.
I thought it was a full moon tonight.
I'm not a tourist, nigga. This is not vacation. This is not vacation. Goddamn, man, this girl going crazy on my Motorola. She said, let me answer it. Then you'll know it's over. Girl, you cancerous. You gon' ruin my life. Let me get this paperweight, then come be
And that's
my
no joke. They probably will ruin your life.
She just laughed and touched my face. You don't understand what this is. Wait. I ain't looking for another lifetime. Let's just stay here and enjoy the great.
Yeah, this is wild.
Tucked in my waist. Fuck an omelet you can eat off my face. I just thought that we were vibing. You don't love her, then you learn. Come and go and you get too mixed. Put a finger to my two lips. Ooh, you got it bad. Just remember what we had. You can set the snow on fire. The reason that you're so much desire. The reason that I'm moving with this ooh-wee. I was loving life. I got too deep. Woke up in my room. She was long gone. Tony singing me another sad song. Eternity.
Here we go.
Until we meet again.
This part's sick. This is how it really be. Hey. Oh shit.
Drop it off. Let me see if your booty's soft.
This is crazy, dude. Childish Gambino is 21 Savage.
Oh, mouth. Hold up. Yes, I'm from the dirty south. Lights out.
Trippy.
Summertime, I brought the ice out. Pipes out. All my shooters came from Moscow. Got a girl in Harvard. I talk proper when I call her 21. Baby, I'm a baller. Ain't no way that I can roll you straight up. She don't want no new friends. She just trying to buy her new Benz. I've been counting M's. Me and Ben Franklin down the can. Put my mind to it and I did it. Them facts. 21. Talking about your brother to get some pussy. That's whack. Straight up. The police keep harassing cause I'm rich and I'm black. Straight up. They mad cause I made myself a boss without crack. Oh God. I ain't tripping, boy, I'm Lamborghini with me.
Yeah.
21. Straight up out the trenches, money made me ignorant. I'm on a private jet, eating Popeye's chicken. 21. I be flexing like I'm eating Popeye's chicken. 21.
It's a great video. Truly. Yep. I've had some experiences I've definitely had some experiences like that. It's like my first like fucked up trip. It's not even that it was bad. It's that you're just entering into your subconscious and shit's being revealed to you. And if you fall into that, it can get pretty dark. But if you can find a way to stay pretty steady, you can navigate it. Great. That is exactly what it looks like. This is fucking awesome. Nice. Super chill beat too. Just don't even have to be hip hop. Wow. Beautiful, guys. That was awesome. Okay, exit. Fuck. Yeah, that was cool as hell. That was like 6 or 7 days ago. What else? Let's watch another. This just came out. I think music video just came out today. Underground artist. There's like 300 views or something on this. It's more of a chilled back song. But we're just going to like play music videos if there's anyone in the chat that has any new music or anything. Or new music videos. Fuck, send them. But I'm definitely going to do a good section with this. So let's see who this is. Hold on. Song's called Blow by Lark LePage. And this has 361 views. Actually, no, it's from 5 days ago. This is underground music. Actually, it's... We're not doing underground. We're doing underworld stuff. We're under the underground.
My youngest sister gave it to me. We played dress up.
Nice.
These potato chips taste like cheap vinegar.
I love the simple videos. One camera, one person, one place, a costume, a theme, and just figuring it out as you go along.
And this house is incredibly small, but it's big. I'm fooling.
Nice. This is what the emotional people listen to. I don't usually listen to music like this. I listen to just some of the most obnoxious music that you've ever heard, and I understand that, but the intensity of it, it calms me down. Like, I could go to sleep with a fucking hardcore punk album on. It evens everything out. Also, I'm not big on just sitting there and just reflecting. Sometimes you got to get up and change the situation. Uh-oh. Sweet.
Just a kid.
And the music videos that don't have like them singing the song, I like that. Where it's just background music. I think that that's cool.
Who pays rent? Tell me what happens now. I won't spoil it. Tomorrow's too far off to think
Sweet.
of yet.
They're just documenting their whole day. I love it. Like you and a friend just go out, enjoy the day, go some places, the mall, wear a costume, and then at night when it gets evening, fucking do like the old bar scene. Lovely.
I feel lonely and lucky. I guess maybe in my 30s I'll get some
And there's actually quite a lot of clips.
rest. I'm fooling them all. I'm good at that.
Not bad.
Not a grown-up at all.
Definitely for one of those days where
Just a
you
kid.
gotta sit back and reflect. Let it all pass by like a cloud.
Pays rent.
Lovely. That's awesome. We just gave her now 362 video views. Yeah, we got to start watching like more underground people's music videos. That's all I found this morning, and we're gonna watch one last video of David Cho. You Are the Brush. This is gonna for all the artists and entrepreneurs out there. Just, you know, if you're an entrepreneur, make it your masterpiece. Make it an art piece the way you do business. This just came out either this morning or last night, one day ago. And we're going to watch this. I'm trying to fit in some fun things other than just
There's only
the
two
fucking
people in the world that
news.
skip to work. Homeless people and me.
This is awesome shit.
Oh, the Europe's working already. Let's get ready for work. Let's get into character. Just getting our clothes on. Clothes make the man, right? It's a mindset, right? It's a mindset. Once you get your uniform, I don't know what little rituals you guys got for getting into work mode, or should I say fun mode, P-H-U-N. So part of the ritual for me is once I get my...
You said Cho is dope? Yeah, he is. He did this whole show where he hitchhikes across the country. I don't remember. I think it was like YouTube episode after episode. I can't remember exactly what it was. They put it on Vice. This was like 12 years ago.
Overalls on, my wide-brimmed hat on, and once I get a little yerby on my lips, then I know it's game on. So what kind of little rituals do you have? Let me hear them. Put them in the comments.
Nice.
To man bun or to not man bun? Top knot or not? Do I do the knot or do I not knot? So as you can see, I have my bald spot right there.
Nice.
It's getting bigger every day. But if I do a top knot, bam, it's like a cinnamon roll right on top of my head.
That's hilarious.
Let's see what happens if I do this. All right, so this is a little compromise. This is a little obtuse. This is a little my twist on the top knot. Side knot. How's that look, guys?
It's like a opposite comb over almost, like a backwards comb over.
Side top knot, it's gonna...
You said the reel with dude last night was hilarious. Oh yeah, the kid that was... Yeah, that was funny. That was a real strange moment where he saw that he was balding. Or not, he wasn't really balding, I guess receding hairline, but the internet makes it look like, they make you feel like that stuff is terrible. Especially nowadays, man.
Look like this, guys. Are you guys cool with that? Is that disgusting?
Yes, we are.
No judging, no judging. So, I am at, not proud to admit, McDonald's, but I used to get the McGriddles every morning. A bus of gifted children, special needs kids comes in. And one of them has headphones on. I'm telling a story that I'm being vulnerable with you guys. I'm sharing something with you that I don't want to share because it doesn't make me look good. So the kids come in, and from my observation, they're on a spectrum. Life is a spectrum, right? There's a color spectrum, right? There's a rainbow, right? And the first kid is the first kid that I saw. There's like a repeated movement. He's like, and there's like some humming kind of noise coming out of his mouth. And then there was additional kids that came in, and they were also wearing headphones. And this is where the judgment begins. I don't know S about special needs. I don't know S about kids on the spectrum or who have autism or whatever. And I go, that kid doesn't look like he needs headphones. That kid looks like he asked for headphones because he was envious of that kid.
Oh.
And I start judging this one specific kid
That's
that
funny.
I felt like didn't need the headphones. And they finished around the same time when they were leaving.
Yeah, now he's got to make it his job to figure this out.
And I was about to call my friend and start do a whole bit of talking S about the kids with the headphones on. As I pick up my phone, the kid that I was mostly talking S about in my head turns around and looks at me and says, "Why are you talking about me?"
No way. No way.
I have not stopped thinking about that day.
No way.
At least once a day, I see the kid turn around and look at me.
Why are you talking about me?
That's
You know,
creepy.
sometimes it's just fun in the morning when you don't know what you're doing to just make shapes, make rainbows, make circles, and then later you tighten it up. You tighten it up a little bit, you know? And I'm gonna do that with my airbrush right now.
I like that. That gives me the ideas just recording music. Like, sometimes I'll get caught up with like editing and mixing too much instead of just recording the music. I like that. I like that. Record some lines in the morning, shape it up at night.
But the point of that
That's what I'm doing now.
was, be careful what you think. Be careful what you think about other people. Be careful what you think about yourself.
Yep.
First of all, there's people out there listening.
Yep.
Right? Those of you who think it's a joke, I've been speaking telepathically. All right. This is not working. I've been speaking telepathically to a bunch of you since the beginning of this show, right? What is
Mr. Rogers?
Yellow ice cream.
The new
Is
one.
that vanilla?
Little Bob Ross.
That's more like cream, right? So what? That's lemon?
Aw.
Aw, cute. Let's give him a lip ring. Like that. Let's give him an emo cut.
Oh, sick.
In that time, since that's happened, I've made telepathic amends and apologies. Let's turn this off. I just want to take this moment now, this opportunity.
Yeah, do that, guys. Do some telepathic apologies, forgiveness, all of it. You can do it.
To apologize
It works.
publicly on a YouTube channel of having those bullyish, mean thoughts towards somebody without knowing anything about them. It was very ignorant of me. Someone out there right now is having very similar thoughts right now, and it's not of other people, it's to themselves. They're having very negative thoughts right now to themselves, right? Oh, there we go. I've made amends. I changed my way. I looked at the man in the mirror. I changed my ways. Why doesn't everyone just take this time right now to say something nice about themselves?
Yeah. Do it. Everyone in the chat. Well, later I'll say something nice about myself. I love that every single day that I wake up, I try to forge something new. And sometimes it doesn't work out. Sometimes it works out even more than I could imagine. And I push no matter what. If I just can't stream, I'm out of energy or whatever, I try to put that energy into something else. Every day. Towards myself. And I'm very good at that.
I am genuine. I'm a genuine person. I am lovable. I am. I deserve love. I can give love and I can receive love. I am worthy, and I am worthy of respect, love, kindness, compassion, and I'm enough. Let's not forget. I am the brush.
You are the brush. You said, I am honest, I am sexy.
Go.
You are.
Here we go.
You are sexy. Honestly
Here we
sexy.
go. Now you've done it. All right, I'm sorry. Publicly, I like to
I
say I'm
like
sorry.
that.
Sorry for ever
Painting.
judging you. I don't know you, and I'm sorry I said those things to you in my head. All right? Be careful what you say about yourself. Your body is listening. Your whole heart, okay? So
Yes,
who's the
it
brush?
is.
I'm the brush. There's a great Willow
Oh,
Smith
God,
song
that's
that
funny.
goes
Nice.
like that. I whip my hair back and forth. All right. How'd that look? So you just whip your hair
Perfect.
back and forth, right? And you take a look at it. You go, what does that look like? What does that look like? Let's see. And then you just tweak.
Use my beard? Yeah, that's what I should do. Just dip it in paint. Start like a big sponge.
Tweak it a little, right? You just tweak it. You just get jiggy with it, right?
Sweet.
A lot of Smith family stuff this morning, huh? All right, and you just doesn't need much, right?
Ooh.
And
Wow, that's beautiful.
that's it. So, didn't need the airbrush. Use all your senses when you paint. You want to smell, touch, taste. Taste, just a little bit.
Don't do it. Oh.
Just a little bit.
Oh, God.
Just so
No,
you
he
see what it
didn't. He
tastes
just
like,
did
all right?
that.
But there's a bitterness.
He
to
didn't let it go in
ink
his mouth.
That once it hits your lips, it's undeniable. If you're gonna spend all day painting, you should know what your art materials taste like, right? So what
That's
did we
funny.
learn today? Or what did we?
A little depressed this morning.
This is him at Disney. This is the last video we're watching.
Spontaneous impromptu last minute trip.
Quick
to
reel.
The most happiest place on earth. It's working.
It's working.
About 30 years ago, 33 years ago, I used to work here. I was in a small world marching band, summer job.
Oh, nice.
So I missed Captain EO. That was my favorite. Right? And I missed the cable cars. That was my favorite. I think they got rid of it because of me. I used to flick pennies at guests. I know, what an asshole, huh?
Funny.
Well, you know what? People change. So yeah, it's weird. It's weird being a grown, middle-aged man just wandering around with these sunglasses on Main Street looking for snacks. I was like, you know what? I'll make it a work trip. I'll do a food vlog. And then I got here and I was like, you know what? How about no food vlog?
Nice.
Like I'm walking backwards, vlogging right now, I guess. How about no food vlog? How about just I'm here enjoying the sunshine?
Yeah.
You know how many rides I've been on? 0. Unless you count the raft ride to Tom Sawyer Island. I went there, fed the geese, fed the ducks.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to get out and walk around and go, hey, go walk around the mall or something. The park. Whatever.
Look for some pirate booty. And now I'm just cruising around, chilling like a villain.
Nice. Fuck yeah, guys. All right. Made it through another episode, another stream.
A lot of you, when I say a lot of you, I
After-
mean 6 of you have been like, what's
After
up with
May
the hat?
1st, after I
You
get
look
this
like a-
album out, we're going to try to do longer streams. I just got to use this extra time I have to finish this album and get it out there. But I will see you guys. I'll be tomorrow, 12. I'll be there again. I'll be there one more fucking time. All right, guys. I'm going to see you. Peace.